Councilman Contreras absent, Councilmember Gillian absent, Councilmember Runenbaum present, Councilmember Young present, and Councilmember Crummell present.
Thank you. Would you all please stand? We'll have a moment of silence and then join me in the pledge, please. Thank you. Join me in the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Crystal, I'm assuming we have no public comments.
Yes, sir. We do not.
Item number 1, to approve city council meeting minutes of the meeting September the 10th, 2024. Has everyone had a chance to review, and do we have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes of the regular meeting September 10th, 2024.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Item number 2, to consider all matters incident and related to the issuance and sale of the City of Willow Park, Texas combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2024A, including the adoption of an ordinance authorizing the issuance of such certificates in the amount not to exceed $5,135,000 to finance the cost of paying contractual obligations to be incurred for constructing, acquiring, purchasing, renovating, enlarging, equipping, and improving water and wastewater system properties or facilities, including the acquisition of land and right-of-ways therefore, and professional services rendered in connection with such projects and the financing thereof. Mr. Grimes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a continuation of what the debt issuance was going to be on August the 13th. We were expecting to have a developer's agreement signed for you guys by this evening. The developer got some surprising numbers on some of the aspects of his project that he needs to reevaluate. He's still moving forward with the project, but he had to kind of huddle his team up a little bit. That's delayed this. Related to that, staff will be meeting with his staff on Thursday morning in an attempt to have a final deal done. We would ask for y'all to postpone this issuance until October 22nd, 2024, and there's a suggested motion in your packet.
Could someone read the motion, please?
I move that the City Council postpone consideration of all matters relating to the issuance and sale of City of Willow Park, Texas combination tax and revenue certificates of obligation, Series 2024A, to the regular City Council meeting on October 22nd, 2024.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Item number 3, to adopt a resolution of the City Council of the City of Willow Park, Texas, finding that a public necessity exists and authorizing condemnation to acquire fee acquisition of property on one tract for municipal purposes to acquire right-of-way for Kingsgate Road and other public uses, which tract is generally described being located in Parker County, the Isaac O. Headley Survey, abstract number 619, and being part of Lot 1, Block 1, Trinity Meadows Addition, an addition of the City of Willow Park, Parker County, Texas, being an approximate 0.0807 acre, 3,514 square feet, property ID R0000911194, generally located northwest from the intersection of Kingsgate Road and Interstate Highway 20, frontage road in Willow Park, Texas, at 4200 East Interstate 20 Service Road South, Willow Park, Texas 76087, and being more particularly described herein, providing notice of an official determination to acquire real property for a .0807 acre fee acquisition for use as a right-of-way, authorizing the city manager to obtain the necessary appraisal reports and the making of bona fide offers of just compensation for the property, ratifying prior documents made for acquisition of the property, authorizing legal counsel to institute eminent domain proceedings on behalf of the city for the acquisition of the property if negotiations are unsuccessful, appropriating funds from a lawful source, providing a cumulative repealer clause, and providing a severability clause, and providing for an effective date. We have a motion for that, correct?
Bill's
I'm
got-
sorry, Bill.
Make it to you. But, no, this is the King Gates Bridge, and we are needing to obtain a right-of-way on the west side. This will be at the frontage road and Kingsgate Road. We need the right-of-way to make this bridge wider. We've been working on this project for quite some time. We are under negotiations right now to purchase this property, as you read in here, just a little under 1 acre. And, but if they are not successful, then we will have to possibly use eminent domain, and that's what this resolution is here tonight, for us to proceed at that point. We're not successful.
When will we know if we're successful or not?
On the 30th of this month, will end the 30 days, and at that time, the owner will receive a 14-day notice, and at the end of the 14-day notice, we will proceed.
Okay. Can negotiations be within that 14-day period?
Yes, again.
Okay. Okay, any other questions for Bill? Or do we have a motion, please? The motion is in your packet.
I move that the City of Willow Park authorize the use of the power of eminent domain to acquire a tract of land containing approximately 0.0807 acres in fee simple located at 4200 East Interstate 20 Service Road South in the City of Willow Park, located in the Isaac O. Headley Survey, abstract number 619, property ID R0000911194, and more fully described and depicted in Exhibit A of the proposed written resolution for this item, for right-of-way, roadway, and other public uses, as such appurtenant facilities may be necessary, that the record vote on this single motion apply to all units of property to be condemned, if applicable, and that resolution number 2024-09 be adopted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Mr. Mayor, this does require a record vote.
Record vote.
Okay. One quick question, Bill. Has efforts to purchase this been neglected or turned away, or?
We have no response.
No response.
Not as of today. We have no response.
How long have we been working on this?
Well, it was a 30-day, we've been working on it for several months.
Okay.
Several months.
Okay.
But the 30-day period will end, as I said, on 30th of this month.
Okay, thank you.
And if I understand correctly, we had needed property on both sides of the road, and we've
That's
been
right.
able to negotiate and purchase on the other side, but this property owner has not agreed at
That's
this
correct.
point.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
We need a record vote.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Councilman Crummell, how do you vote?
Aye.
Council Runenbaum?
Aye.
Councilman Young?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Next item, to adopt a resolution to authorize the execution of an advance funding agreement for the Kingsgate Bridge.
Yes, in your, on the dais, you should have an updated email with a working staff memo. We thought we'd need to do an advance funding agreement to relocate a 24-inch storm drain pipe at approximately $8,900. Yesterday afternoon, we received an email, which is on the dais in front of you, from Thomas Markhart of TxDOT that this is no longer necessary. And so staff has a suggested motion in front of you to take no action on this agenda item.
Okay, can we have someone make the motion, please?
I move that we take no action on the funding agreement for correspondence with TxDOT.
Second.
Thank you.
Is that Greg?
Yeah, second.
Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Next item, to approve a contract with Flash Vote to conduct community surveys during fiscal year 2024, 2025. Rose?
Good evening, council. I was asked to do a little bit of research on public surveys for specifically the Parks Department, but also just kind of overall. There was a PowerPoint presentation in your packet that kind of details what the survey results look like, kind of how the company handles the surveys. They basically do it start to finish for us. They register the participants. They help us craft the surveys. They come in and do the survey results. It takes about 48 hours to do a survey, of course, after we've registered the folks and get all of the setup work done. And then in 48 hours, we have easily understandable results that we can sort by age, location, where they live, if they're in the city, if they're not in the city. We can break it down. The data is beautiful. So this gives us a chance to get an actual scientific sampling of kind of what the citizens of Willow Park want, specifically if we're digging into a topic like parks or some other sort of area of interest. And this particular contract would allow us to do 6 surveys in a year and allows us to show the community that their input is important to us in our decision making. So my suggestion is that for our public surveys, we contract with Flash Vote, and I have time for questions if you guys have any.
So we get 6 in a year
Yes, sir.
in a 12-month period.
Yes, sir.
How, is this all online? Does it require citizens? Does it?
So the Flash Vote folks will do a registration drive.
Okay,
They do mail, they do email, they do text messages and phone calls. So we register people a variety of ways, analog, digital, et cetera, et cetera. And then whatever the survey, the people who say, I'm willing to participate in surveys, this is how I want to be contacted. And so the Flash Vote people will then contact them that way.
okay. And so that registration process, if it's 48 hours,
So the registration process takes place prior to any surveys.
Okay.
So what we do is we register a pool up front. That's a whole setup that Flash Vote helps us with.
Okay.
Then we have that pool ready to go. And we say, I want to do a survey about park benches. Obviously, that's a little more specific than we're probably looking at. And we say, here's what we want to know about what people think of park benches. Do they want them tall? Do they want them short? Do they want them metal? Do they want them wood? Those kind of things. Flash Vote takes what we want to know, helps us create that survey, and then dips into that pool of already registered participants and grabs results for us.
okay, so the registered participants would be once for the whole year or for each survey?
It would be once for the whole year.
Right, okay, so you're, initially, when we're putting that out there, we're kind of covering all the topics.
Exactly.
Letting people know.
And when we invite people to participate as a registrant, we're not going to give them a specific topic. We're going to say, would you like to participate in public input surveys?
Okay,
So that way, it eliminates the self-selection process.
Right.
Which is something you really kind of have to be careful about, because that's when we have the folks that have a special interest that kind of over-participate. So in a case like this, it's just going to be, do you want to participate in public surveys? And then when we come to them, this is a survey about parks. This is a survey about, public works projects or whatever topics we might choose.
And if somebody misses signing up, can they get registered later?
We also allow open participation during the survey itself, but we can break those results down to, here are the people that were scientifically selected through our sampling, here are the people that chose to do it themselves. Because you see a lot of difference in the data. And so that allows us to separate those 2 data sets.
Okay.
What, of the 6, I don't anticipate we use all of them on parks. Do you have an idea of what else we could
If,
potentially see?
if I had my perfect strategy, we would lead with a general survey on a few different topics and kind of set some priorities for the rest of the surveys from there. One thing I would love to see, obviously on my wish list would be a communication survey. How are you getting your information from the city and how would you like to get your information from the city? I'm always looking for more feedback on that. But I mean, the possibilities are endless. I've seen cities do, when I looked at some of the demos and things, I've seen cities do surveys on all kinds of things. So it'd just be a matter of what do we want to know?
And if we need more surveys than the 6, I mean, or do we think that's enough for the year? Or-
That's looking at one every other month. My concern would be that if we did more frequently than that, our folks would start getting survey fatigue, and they'd be like, well, I'm not answering this email now. There's been 3 of these in the last quarter. There is always an opportunity to scale this up, but I really think 6 a year is probably about the most that is going to be palatable for most of the participants.
Okay.
If we use fewer than 6, is it just you've bought 6. If you use them, great, and if not, you lose them, or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I think we could make full use of this.
I think we
thing, so.
can too. I'm just checking on the,
When will the contract start?
Contract would be effective as of October 1st. If you guys approve it, we actually have our kickoff meeting on Monday.
Okay,
I was told time was of an essence here, so.
all right. Any other questions or for Rose, or do we have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion that we approve contracting with Flash Vote for community surveys for the upcoming fiscal year.
We have-
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Rose. City council comments? Mayor comments, thanks everyone, Slim crew, got a lot done. Thank you for showing up. Mr. Grimes?
We have TML starting October the 8th, and any of the council members want to attend, we still have some open spots available.
Motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
second.
All in favor? Bill, did we do it?
No, we did it. You went 19. This was 16.
Rose's fault.